Billionaire Son Goes Undercover as a poor security guard to find true love. What he discovers will change everything. Chief Kofi Okafor was one of the wealthiest and most influential men in Nigeria. He had spent his life building the Okafor Group of companies, a massive conglomerate with branches across the country. Not only was he admired for his wealth, but even more for his sharp business acumen and wisdom. His employees respected him, and his name was synonymous with success in the Nigerian business world. However, despite all his wealth, there was one thing Chief Okafor valued more than anything else: his only son, Chijioke. Chijioke had been studying medicine abroad for several years. He was a brilliant student, tall, handsome, with a smile that could charm anyone. He was known for his kind heart and his commitment to helping others. But Chijioke wasn't interested in superficial relationships. He didn't want anyone to love him because of his father's wealth. He wanted to find someone who would love him for who he truly was. One afternoon, after years of waiting, Chief Okafor called his son on the phone. His voice carried a tone of pride and anticipation. "Chijioke, I'm so proud of you," he said, his words filled with love. "You know you promised me you'd marry after you graduate. When are you coming home?" Chijioke laughed softly. "Don't worry, Dad. I'll find the right woman when I get back home. I have something to tell you, my son." Chief Okafor continued, "I've been watching two young women in my company. Both are hardworking, educated, respectful, and beautiful. They would make excellent wives. I believe one of them could be a good match for you." Chijioke raised an eyebrow. "Dad, you're picking my wife already," he teased. Chief Okafor chuckled. "I'm not forcing you, my son. I'm just helping you. You can choose whoever you want, but at least consider these two. I believe they will suit you." Chijioke paused before replying. "Okay, Dad, I'll think about it. Let me come home first." But as he hung up, a thought crossed Chijioke's mind. What if I pretend to be someone I'm not? What if he went back home and acted like a poor man, a simple security guard in his father's company? That way, he could see who truly cared for him, not for his money, but for the man he was. The next day, back at the Okafor Group of companies, Chief Okafor sat in his large leather chair. Deep in thought, he had already planned everything in his mind, and now it was time to set the wheels in motion. He pressed the intercom. "Please ask Sandra to come to my office," he said. A few moments later, Sandra entered the office, smiling brightly as usual. "Good morning, sir," she greeted. "Good morning, Sandra," Chief Okafor replied, smiling warmly. "Please sit down." Sandra sat down, curiosity in her eyes. "How are you, sir? What can I do for you?" Chief Okafor leaned forward. "I want to tell you something important. My son, Chijioke, is about to graduate from medical school. He'll be coming back home soon." Sandra's eyes lit up. "That's wonderful news, sir. Congratulations." "Thank you," Chief Okafor said, nodding. "I've been observing you, Sandra. You are respectful, educated, kind, and hardworking. I believe you could make a good wife for my son." Sandra looked surprised, but smiled shyly. "Thank you for considering me, sir." Chief Okafor nodded. "I'm not asking you to marry him right now, but I want you to be yourself when he comes back. If he feels the same way about you, I'll be happy." After Sandra left, Chief Okafor asked for Jessica to come in. Jessica entered with a confident stride. her heels clicking on the polished floor. "Good morning, sir," she greeted with a smile. "Good morning, Jessica," Chief Okafor said, motioning for her to sit. "I have some important news to share with you. My son Chijioke will be coming back home soon, after his graduation." Jessica's face brightened. "Oh, that's wonderful news, sir. I've had my eye on you for some time." "Jessica," Chief Okafor continued, "you're smart, beautiful, and hardworking. I believe you could be a good match for my son." Jessica's eyes sparkled. "Thank you, sir. I won't let you down, I promise." 2 weeks later, Chijioke finally returned to Nigeria. Chief Okafor stood at the airport, waiting with open arms. When he saw his son, he embraced him tightly. "My son, welcome home," he exclaimed. Later that evening, after a grand welcome dinner, Chijioke and his father sat in the living room. Chief Okafor looked at him and smiled. "Son, I've already spoken to Sandra and Jessica. They both agreed to meet you." Chijioke raised an eyebrow. "Just like that?" Chief Okafor chuckled. "Yes, they both agreed. They are hardworking, respectful, and beautiful." Chijioke leaned back in his chair, his mind already thinking of something else. "Dad, I don't want to show up as the rich son of the billionaire. I want to pretend to be a poor security guard at the company." Chief Okafor looked shocked for a moment. "What did you say?" Chijioke's face was serious. "I want to see who truly loves me for me if I go in there as your son. They'll only like me because of your money. I want to see who really cares." Chief Okafor laughed heartily. "You're just like me when I was young." "All right, my son. I'll arrange everything. But remember, don't give yourself away. Not yet." The next day, Chijioke donned a worn security guard uniform. With his face cap on, broom in hand, and rubber sandals, he blended in with the other workers at his father's company. No one recognized him, but Sandra did. Every morning, she smiled at him and greeted him politely. "Good morning, sir." However, Jessica walked past him without a second glance, acting like he didn't even exist. Days passed, and Chijioke observed Sandra and Jessica. Sandra, the humble woman, greeted him every morning, even bringing him water on hot afternoons. Jessica, on the other hand, strutted around the office with arrogance, boasting about her future as the boss's daughter-in-law. One day, Jessica walked into the office cafeteria, talking loudly about how she was already planning her wedding to Chief Okafor's son. "Very soon, I'll be the boss's wife," she said proudly to her friends. "Once I marry him, I'll fire all the gossipers in this company." Sandra overheard her words, but remained calm and polite. She had no interest in competing for a man who didn't even care for her. Chijioke couldn't help but chuckle to himself. "This is getting interesting," he thought. As time passed, Jessica's arrogance grew. She walked past Chijioke one morning, insulting him and dismissing him like he was nothing. But Chijioke, instead of staying quiet, confronted her. "You think you're better than everyone just because you believe you might marry a rich man. But do you even know him? Have you spoken to him?" Jessica was shocked and angered by his words. "How dare you speak to me like that? I'll make sure you lose your job," she screamed. Later that day, Jessica went to Chief Okafor's office, demanding that Chijioke be fired. But to her surprise, Chief Okafor defended the humble security guard. "I know my son. He's a good man, and if he spoke to you, there's a reason. I won't fire him. Finally, Chief Okafor gathered his staff for an important announcement. The room was filled with whispers as everyone speculated about what was to come. Good morning, everyone, Chief Okafor said, his voice calm and steady. As you know, I will be stepping aside as the CEO of the company. From now on, my son will take over. Everyone's eyes widened, but Jessica's heart raced with excitement. This is it, she thought. I'm about to become the boss's wife. But then Chief Okafor revealed the truth that shattered Jessica's dreams. This is my son, Chijioke. He's been the humble security guard you've all been watching. The room went silent. In the end, it was Sandra, the kind and humble woman, who won Chijioke's heart. He had seen through all the facades, and it was her genuine kindness that captured his heart. Chijioke proposed to Sandra in front of everyone, and they married, bringing peace and happiness to the Okafor family. As for Jessica, her pride and desperation led to her downfall. She was left with nothing but regret, while Sandra and Chijioke lived their lives together, proving that true love is found not in wealth, but in the heart.